Charlotte, right up here at the front of the stage, right in front.
Sure.
Come on.
You're not calling Tindy
Charlotte, you can get up on the
now,
stage if you want. You can get up on the stage if you want.
Are you calling Tindy
You're definitely allowed up on the stage. Look at that.
Where's she? I don't see her.
Oh, look how little. She's a micro.
She's the cutest.
Oh my
She
god.
fell asleep from taking. She was taking so many pictures.
Showtime. I got just another few seconds. Just about there, Majik. Oh, there we go. You're on. You got a better clock than mine. Hello and welcome to Tuesdays at Lawrence Place, the longest running show in Second Life. Wow. And when you think about all the times you guys have been here, just think about what you could have been doing instead. Right. Going out like DrFran on a date with somebody that's from Tinder. That would be interesting.
Heaven forfend. I'll be one of my patients.
Yeah, actually, you know what we girls should do? We should really go out on some of these dates, and when we're out on them, just say, I came out because I want to see how funny the guys looked before I went back into Second Life. You know? You ever go out with somebody, any of you girls, that you just wish that, God, I wish they had wore a different outfit? Jesus, right?
I get that all the time.
You do? Yeah?
Take that dress off.
Right. So, anyhow, here we are on Tuesday, just having some fun, seeing what's going on. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something tonight. So, let's see where we might be. So, here are things. You might be a redneck, okay? Those are good, right? You might be a redneck if you think loading the dishwasher means getting your wife drunk. You know what I like? Catboy and Think laugh at all the jokes. The rest of you go, that wasn't funny. That wasn't funny. You know, but I got two. Yeah, you might be a redneck if you ever cut your grass and found a car. You could be a redneck if you own a home that's mobile and the 5 cars aren't. Your stereo speakers used to belong to the drive-in theater. Anybody been to a drive-in in the last couple of years at all? Anyone?
Are there ready?
Yeah, there's one down here.
Around here, but I haven't been there.
Yeah, you might be a redneck if you own a homemade fur coat.
Shot it myself.
Yeah, you might be a redneck. If your wife has ever said, redneck, right? If your wife has ever said, come move this transmission so I can take a bath. You might be a redneck if you've ever raked leaves in your kitchen. The Salvation Army declines your mattress.
That's bad.
You might be a redneck if your wife's job requires her to wear an orange vest.
Orange is the new black, anyone?
Yeah, right. Oh,
The
I
wife's
like
on
that.
probation.
I'm slowly going through them. I'm watching
I like
them,
it.
with Irene, and I love the actors.
Oh,
They're all
God,
so
yes.
good, aren't they? Great.
Yes.
I love what's her name who was in the tub with the is her name Rachel or something like that? The one who was in the tub with the veil. She took a bath.
I love Kate Mulgrew.
Mm-hmm. Who's that?
Kate, Red.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Red.
like Red.
I happen to like
fine
Pussy.
actress.
I love Pussy. I think she's a good-looking girl too.
Oh,
Fine actress,
Yeah.
Mulgrew.
Yeah, you might be a redneck if you think a chainsaw is a musical instrument. you know, I'll bet you 10 to 1 there is somebody that can play music on a chainsaw, don't you?
Yeah,
don't you think?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll bet
Absolutely.
you that's great. You might be a redneck if your coffee table is an old cable spool. Do you remember the stuff we used to have when we first started out that we made, our first furniture? Do you remember your first furniture? I remember having those folding table was a card table that would fold up with legs, and it wasn't very sturdy at all.
Yeah.
And I covered it with contact paper to make it look nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Big contact paper with the big flowers.
Yeah, contact paper. Your first decorating kit.
In Venice, California. Yep.
Cinder blocks and boards. Yeah, Maggie.
Yep.
You might be a redneck if your mother has ammo on her Christmas list. Yep. You are probably a redneck if there are more than 5 McDonald bags in your car.
Oh my God.
By the way, if you read that book, if you read the book, The Silkworm, Strike happens to, like Burger King and Egg McMuffins. He eats 3 of them at breakfast. Egg McMuffins, yeah. You might be a redneck if the home shopping operator recognizes your voice. You ever wonder who's buying all that shit, right? I mean, there must be a hoarder that has all the stuff from the home shopping network there.
Oh my God. Yes, there's got to be an episode of somebody, like home hoarders. It's full of nothing but knives or whatever the hell it is that they have that stuff on.
You are probably a redneck if you think taking out the trash means taking your in-laws to a movie. Yep. And you are definitely a redneck if your hunting dog, all right, you had a custody fight over. Aren't you amazed at people that actually in divorces, what they'll fight over, the things that they'll fight over? It's unbelievable. They'll have a complete war over the most ridiculous things.
The poor guy on Reddit who's being sued into bankruptcy over a house cat.
Mm-hmm.
A house cat. And he owned the cat for 13 years, and he's fighting tooth and nail to keep it. And he's only had this girlfriend for 3 years, but she insists that it's her cat for some reason. And she's just making his life hell for that.
Oh, is that right? You might be a redneck if you pick your teeth from a catalog. Yep. And you're probably a redneck if you've ever financed a tattoo. Boy, there are a lot of tattoos everywhere now. I mean, I'm shocked at how many tattoos. Everybody's tattooed. Not me, but everybody. Yeah. You got any tattoos, Orchid? Any one of them?
Nope.
No tattoos. Nope. Catboy, you got any tattoos?
I tattooed this avatar up the wazoo in real life. Zip, zero, nada. I don't want to look like nothing.
How about you, Velvet? Any tattoos? You can type it in chat. Hello, Juicy Fruitsy. How are you? I'm glad to see you here. Yeah. So, you probably a redneck if you've ever used lard in the bed.
It's just as good as KY and twice as tasty.
You're more than likely a redneck if your life dream is to own a fireworks station.
Who needs 2 hands?
Yeah. That was in whatchamacall. Oh, damn it. The guy with the mullet. Oh. Joe.
Hey, Bob. Yeah.
Yo, Bob.
What was the movie with Joe? Remember Joe something?
Bob's your uncle.
It was Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt, right?
Joe
that was
Dirt,
his
right.
dream was to own a fireworks stand. Thank you.
Yep. You're more than likely a redneck if you've ever lost a tooth opening a beer bottle.
I love when Goldie Hawn did that.
It just hurts. Just hurts to think about.
Yeah.
Yep. More than likely, you're a redneck if your primary color of your house is Bondo. Or your brother-in-law is also your uncle.
Hey, Lauren, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you might be a redneck if your front porch collapses and it kills 50 dogs.
Oh, okay. Your mother doesn't remove the Marlboro from her lips before telling the state trooper to kiss her ass. You're probably a redneck. Your family tree doesn't have any branches.
It's just a straight line. All the way down.
That's terrible. Yep, more than likely, yep, you're a redneck if your hairdo has ever been ruined by a ceiling fan. Oh, somebody just said, what is this? Malarian resident. Lots of laugh cuando un palato. Wow, what is that? Is you know you're a redneck if you go to the family reunion hoping to get lucky. Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, you're probably a redneck if the diploma hanging in your den contains the words Trucking Institute. You know, they closed one of those online colleges or something. What was it? Which one did they close? They closed one that begins with a C. Corinthian College. You know, I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but way back when there was a Chrysler or a Plymouth or something, and what's his name? Ricardo Montalban said, and it comes with Corinthian leather.
Oh, yes.
This thing is Corinthian leather. I mean, that's the biggest violin ever.
Oh, that was the, wasn't it the Lincoln Continental?
Yep.
And he did the
More than likely, you're a redneck if your mother keeps a spit container on the ironing board. Yep. And you are definitely a redneck if you've been collecting black velvet paintings hoping for appreciation.
Look at that.
I bet you those things are now selling somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And you're more than likely a redneck if you have to go outside to find something from the fridge. Yeah.
That's the Canadian fridge. Just open your back door and toss your beer out into the porch. Yeah.
Yep. You are probably a redneck if you roll your hair with soup cans and wash it once a year. You think the mountain men in Deliverance were just misunderstood. How many people saw the movie Deliverance? Anybody out there? That is a heck of a movie, huh? Ooh. Hello, Pet Love. Wow, nice to see you here. That's great. You know 6 different ways to bend the bill of a baseball hat. Yeah, you know, the Southerners, they know how to make their baseball hats into all sorts of things, don't they? And they know exactly the whole thing, yeah. Yep. 3/4 of your clothes have logos on them. You know, I don't know where all these fancy people started putting logos on everything so that everybody knows that's a Michael Kors pocketbook because it's got an M and a K, or that's a Gucci because it's got a G and a backwards G, and that's Chanel because it's got a C and a C backwards, and, you know, I mean, come on. Couldn't they just make the stuff good enough that you would know it without their little emblems? Yeah. Yeah, you know you're a redneck if after making love you ask your date to roll down the window. Anybody bored by these already, or should we move on, or are we still having fun with these?
Move on.
Move on? That's it. The show's over. Thank you so much. Thank you, and it was just great. Thank you.
Some for next week.
No, I haven't seen the new Fitbit bracelets. There's new ones out there because I lost my old one, you know, and it never came back. It's unbelievable. I hope it's exercising still. I check online to see if it's doing 10,000 steps a day. I don't know where it is, but, you know, I feel I'm working out if it's doing 10,000 steps a day. That was a good one, wasn't it, Orchid?
I like that.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, I go to the doctor. He goes, hey, you look like you can exercise. Oh, I'm doing 20, 30,000 steps a day. Yeah? Yeah, my Fitbit said so. Well, where is it? I don't know, but it keeps reporting back.
I just hang mine from the rearview mirror of my car, and then I drive around eating pizza and ice cream.
Yeah. You know what you should do with a Fitbit? I figured it out. Remember those things that would self-wind a watch? Put your Fitbit on that for the day and see what happens. Can you imagine? You get a message back from Fitbit. You did 697,000 steps today. You were the record of all times. You get a gold card and God knows what else, right? Think of entertainment lawyers. What? Because the music industry is losing out on literally tens of dollars. Yeah, at least $10. Yes, they're losing out on $10 a year probably by now. Oh, yes. So, is everybody having fun? Yeah, today? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. A man goes to shrink and says, Dr. Fran?
Yeah, I met my date on.
My wife is
Olivia.
unfaithful to me. Every evening she goes to Larry's bar and picks up men. In fact, she sleeps with anybody who asks her. I'm going crazy. What do you think I should do? Relax, said the doctor. Take a deep breath. Calm down. Now tell me, exactly where is Larry's bar? Yeah, we got to steal a bunch of jokes to get through tonight, you know.
It's where the
So,
whales
and we
hang
have
out.
a great performer tonight. Sarah Marie is performing. She managed to lock Voices of Angels in a closet. Thank God. Haley, are you coming back tonight at some point, or are you just going to be in private chat all night? Oh, okay.
No, I'm
We love
here.
You're here.
Oh,
Oh, but I wanted to hear you laugh because I love your laugh and your jokes, and her jokes are fabulous. One of her best old jokes of all time that I tell over and over. One of the ones I really love is she said once that she needed 2 husbands in First Life so they could watch the game together. I just thought that was great. That's a joke that would make it premium class A anywhere. Absolutely. Yeah. Couple have been married 20 years. It was a happy, wonderful marriage, except the wife was very unfaithful. The husband finally got so tired of her unfaithfulness, he made her promise to never again be untrue to him. One day he came home and found her in bed with a midget. He cried out, "My wife, my love, after you made all those promises, I find you in bed with another man and a midget at that." She replied, "My dearest husband, the love of my life, do you not believe me? Do you not see? Do you not understand? I'm tapering off." Oh, no. So, everybody going to relay this year? Are we all going to relay?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get that's what you should sell. What you need to sell is one of these devices that walks you around the entire tractor. You don't have to do anything. You can go out and have dinner and come back. Just keep walking.
Just set up a little train thing and charge people to ride it.
Oh, we're all invited to something or other. Yeah. Oh, somebody's sending me this thingamajig, a multi-user. You get all these messages. You're invited. How many people come in world? You're not in world. You got like 29 messages or something. Do you read any of them? No. You click X, 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 right? Yeah. Yeah. You know, what you really need is forget this regular hippo crap. I need a message that when I send out a message, if you go to click it off, it shuts down your entire computer. Don't touch me again. You better show up. Yeah. So just so you know, guys, Doc Grun is trying to make it tonight. He is driving, and he's getting a lot of traffic. He's trying to get here, very much so. He's only bumped 3 cars so far trying to get home on time. 2 men are sitting in a doctor's office. The one looks at the other one and says, "What are you here for?" The man replied, "I have a red ring around my pecker." "What are you here for?" The other man says, "I've got a green ring around my pecker." The doctor calls the man with the red ring first in the office, examines him, and as he's walking out, he told the other guy, "It's no problem." The doctor called in the man with the green ring around his pecker and examined him. The doctor says, "Your pecker is going to fall off and you're going to die." The man says, "Why?" "You told that man with the red ring he's okay, but I'm going to die." The doctor said, "Yes, but there's a lot of difference between lipstick and gangrene." Yeah, terrible.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly. 3 Italian nuns die and go to heaven. At the pearly gates, they're met by St. Peter, and he says, "Sisters, you've all led such wonderful lives. I'm granting you 6 months to go back to Earth and be anyone you want to be." Doc, yeah, he's going to try to get here. Yeah, I know, but that's supposed to be a secret.
Okay.
That's all right. We're good. We're going to bring him in as a secret guest tonight. Granting you 6 months to go back to Earth and be anyone you want to be. The first nun says, "I want to be Sophia Loren," and poof, she's gone. The second says, I want to be Madonna, and poof, she's gone. The third says, I want to be Sarah Pippolini. St. Peter's perplexed. Who? Sarah Pippolini, replies the nun. St. Peter shakes his head and says, I'm sorry, but that name just doesn't ring a bell. The nun takes out a newspaper out of her habit, hands it to St. Peter. He reads the paper and starts laughing. Hands it back to her and says, no, sister, the paper says it was Sahara pipeline that was laid by 1,400 men in 6 months. Yeah. You don't like these jokes either, huh? Hello, Billy. How are you? Welcome.
Hello.
So glad you're here. What a great group we have, huh? Don't you love everybody that's here? Yeah, it's great. So why did I stop moving all of a sudden? That's interesting. No, now I'm back to moving. Okay, let me see who's around. Pet Love, I so like to see you. You know, I used to hang around a lot. Then I got a relationship in first life, you know, and that's a whole different issue, right? Her birthday's coming up. Yeah, coming up in a couple of weeks. She's going to be 60. I'm going to get a sign that says speed limit 65. No.
Yeah, don't do it.
No. I'm going to buy her a Kindle now. It's better than a Chanel pocketbook.
Our very own Kindle.
She married and had 13 children. Her husband died. She married again and had 7 more children. Again, her husband died, but she remarried and this time had 5 more children. And at last, she finally died. Standing before her coffin, the preacher prayed for her. He thanked the Lord for his very loving woman and said, Lord, they're finally together. One mourner leaned over and quietly asked her friend, do you think he means her first, second, or third husband? The friend replied, I think he means her legs. No. No, that's for the guys. Come on. Anyhow, anybody have what have you done in Second Life in the last week or two that you thought was really exciting? Anybody do anything really exciting? Visit a place that you thought was just absolutely unbelievable?
That's 11B.
11B. There, we'll take that off because we all did that. What else?
All right.
Yeah. Anybody find any furniture that they really wanted? I asked one person who makes furniture in Second Life, did she sell those little casters you can put under it so you can move it easily? She thought it was crazy.
Crazy.
Not crazy. She thought correctly.
Yeah. I told another one who makes furniture, I said, listen, can you come over here and help me? They said, why? No, it's broken. I said, what do you mean? I said, come on over here. They said, what's this? I said, the drawer doesn't open. They said, of course it doesn't open. It's just a furniture with a texture on it, you idiot. Yeah. So, and then all this clothing stuff. I go to the stores, and some of the stores, they have what they call new mesh. And it's really the same old shit all rolled out again, you know. I've seen dresses that I saw in Flexi. I saw them in Prims. I've seen them in Sculpties, and now they're in mesh with the same textures on them. Mm-hmm. You need to relog? Okay, Shawna. Yeah, you know, I never liked the word relog. You know, that just sounds like such bad bathroom humor, you know. God. Not a really good line.
Ew.
I know, poo is right. Yeah. So a husband and wife are traveling by car from Atlanta to New York, and after almost 24 hours on the road, they decide to stop at a nice hotel and take a room. They only plan to sleep for 4 hours and then get back on the road, and when they check out 4 hours later, the desk clerk hands them a bill for $350. Man explodes and wants to know why the charge is so high. He tells the clerk, although it's a nice hotel, the rooms certainly aren't worth... Oh, this is an old joke I've heard 1,000 times. It's not worth telling again. That's an old joke. It was a better joke the way it was told with the woman on her 90th birthday. You guys have heard the joke. I will tell you the right way to tell the joke. So this woman, for her 90th birthday, checks into a fancy hotel, spends the night, gets up, goes to check out the next morning, and gets a bill for $500. She says to the guy behind the counter, she says, look, it was a great room and everything, but I don't think it's worth $500. I mean, it's just a room. He says to her, well, madam, you know, the breakfast comes with the room. She says, yeah, but I didn't have breakfast. He says, but you could have. So she's still complaining and stuff. So he brings the manager over. The manager says, yes, madam, I hear you have a problem with the room. Yes, she said, $500, outrageous. Maybe $350, $300, but not $500. He said, but madam, you know, the hotel here, we have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and you could have gone swimming. She said, yeah, but I didn't. But he says, but you could have. And he explains all the different benefits of staying at the hotel. Finally exhausted, she takes out a checkbook, writes a check for $350 and hands it to him. He says, madam, this is only for $350. The room was $500. She says, yeah, I'm charging $150 for sex. He says, but I didn't. She said, but you could have.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the good. That was one of those old good jokes, right?
Like the aristocrats.
Yeah, we need a new survey in Second Life, right? Yeah.
Or not.
Hey, you know, now they do automatic updates if you have the regular viewer, you know. And today I was coming in and said how to update it, and then I got this message that said that it couldn't find the most outlandish 73 character folder that didn't exist. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to get in. But like Second Life, which is always like this, all you do is start over again and then everything works, you know. It's just unbelievable. Yeah. And I was kind of shocked because it's Tuesday. It's not Update Wednesday. And are they going to do Update Wednesday in High Fidelity? Do you know that, Dr. Frank?
Well, no, every time you log in, you have to update because remember they're alpha, so there's always a new viewer.
What?
Every time you log in, almost you have to update.
Oh, how
it's
exciting!
Alpha. It's alpha. No, it's alpha. They're working. You know, they're working.
They didn't invite
out.
me in. They didn't ask me to join. I don't have any power. Anybody else in High Fidelity besides Dr. Fran? Who, by the way, got in because she's promised to give all the people that are in High Fidelity free psychiatric advice. Oh, they're fucking great.
Starting with Philip, right?
Yeah. He spikes that hairdo one more time. I'm telling you. It was one thing when he was younger, but he's getting older now. He's getting a little wrinkly.
He doesn't do it anymore. He's still kind of boyish looking. He is.
He's boyish looking, yes. Everybody thought he was gay until we found out he was married, and then we knew he was gay. No. Philip Linden. Oh, my God. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to come out with a new product called Twerk. Yeah. It's like Twitter, but it won't work, so I'm going to call it Twerk. Yeah. You download the app, and it does nothing. It's the best app ever. It never sends you a message, never asks you for anything. And now with these iPhones, they automatically update your apps. Have you noticed that? So then when all of a sudden you decide to look at your phone and there's 9,000 apps that have been updated that you never used. Yeah. Yeah. And I hear some of the new apps want you to subscribe to them so you'll pay a regular monthly charge. How about that? That'll get you. Yep. So, anyhow.
And you won't find it on your bill.
Yeah.
It'll just be listed as something.
All right, we're going to do one more thing with the Southern thing. I want to see how many of you, quiz. This is a quiz to see how Southern you are. The first question is for the guys, and the second one will be for the girls. It's 20 points if you say yes. No, 0 points for no. Is your name Jim Bob?
You get half credit for Billy Bob.
Okay, yeah. And for the girls, is your name Mary Martha? Okay, which of the following items once belonged to your grandmother do you own? Check all that apply. You get 2 points for each of these if you have one of these items that your grandmother owned. A quilt, a cast iron skillet,
Yeah.
a Bible,
Yeah.
silver, sweet potato pie recipe. How many people here know how to make sweet potato pie? I mean, that's
Me.
ridiculous. You do? You know how to make sweet potato pie?
It's like pumpkin pie.
I've never even tried it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It's
even
like
know what it
pumpkin
tastes
pie.
like.
It would be like pumpkin pie.
It tastes like pumpkin pie.
Tastes
Okay.
like chicken.
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
You know, in the South, an all-purpose product is a mason jar. You can put moonshine in it. You can put flowers in it. You can put preserves in it. You can put lightning bugs in it. And you can put sweet tea in it. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Tastes like frog's legs. You ever have frog's legs, Majik? You ever have those? I always find it amazing when somebody... Yeah? I always find it amazing when somebody says, oh, it tastes like chicken. If it tastes like chicken, why don't we just eat the damn chicken? People for 1,000 years figured out I don't need to fight an alligator. I'll eat chicken, you know? I mean, it's ridiculous. Unbelievable.
Frogs.
So let's bring up Catboy. Catboy, you ready to come up here?
Yeah.
Catboy? Hey, Catboy. Somehow I got a half hour in. I don't even know how I'm going to have a show ever. I don't even do a show. All right, here we go.
Does anyone know if Doc is going to make it, or someone said he was
You
on
can't use
board?
up your time talking about Doc.
Oh,
Just get
all
on
right,
with the next 20 minutes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I have some bad news that is coming up. Well, not bad, but it's kind of sad news. Anyone know Archie Comics? Archie Comics?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the
Yes.
porno one of Archie. Yeah, they did a porno. Did you know that? They did that, yeah. They
Okay,
got
I'm gonna have
Veronica
to see
and
that.
Archie. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh my god. But I do know they did a one with the Punisher for real. That's not camp. That's actually canon. They had the Punisher show up. It was looking for somebody to shoot. But anyway, bad news with Archie Comics. Been around since 1941. Archie Comics has announced, and this is real, they're going to kill off Archie, and they're going to do it this week. It's coming out this week. They plan to
Have
kill
Archie
him off.
Comics without Archie.
I know. It's like, well, I guess, does that mean you're just folding up the company? What's going on? And they asked a bunch of people for comment on this, and Superman said, "Been there, done that, did not work out so well for me." You remember? Remember they killed him off back in 93, 94, and it was making a big deal about it. Now everyone's just all pissed off. It's like, well, you made death meaningless in comics, because now everybody comes back. They approached Archie for comment. He said, "I'm a 73-year-old teenager. It's about fucking time." He wants to check out. He's had enough. Also, another big announcement from Marvel Comics: Thor is now a woman. They're going to
Yeah,
change.
very
it.
Thor.
Oh,
She's
well,
very Thor, I'm sure.
Thor, you're so Thor, I can't even fit.
A
All right.
Oh,
tranny
my.
Thor. How cute.
A
how
tranny
cool.
Thor.
Yeah. Change Thor into a woman. So basically, it's new armor, a new hammer, new clothing. The only thing they didn't change was the hair. Anyone remember what he looked like in the movie? Just long hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, another big thing is coming out today. Weird Al Yankovic is announcing his brand new comedy album, Mandatory Fun. He's
on
releasing a
Reddit.
brand new
Yeah.
song. If anyone follows him on Twitter, he's releasing a brand new music video. He's done 2 of them so far. They're drop dead hilarious. Absolutely love them. And after that came out, there's a trend on Twitter: rejected Weird Al Yankovic songs. Songs that he was considering, but then decided, no, maybe it's for the best I don't.
You should have teamed up with Tommy Toons.
Yeah?
I'm not Tommy Toons. Tiny Toons,
Ti-
whatever his name was.
Tiny
What,
Tim.
Tiny Tim?
Oh,
Tiny
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 Tim.
Tim.
Yeah. Well, he did work with Weird. You know that Weird Al, his first job was working with Dr. Demento. Does anyone know that?
Yes.
Remember
Yes,
Dr.
I know
Demento, the 1-hour comedy show? Yes, he worked for them, and that's where.
Do
he
you
was
realize
first
if you
aired.
put your mind to something worthwhile, Catboy, you could have solved something really magnificent? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So I'm going to go through the rejected Weird Al Yankovic songs. Here it is. Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fungus.
Oh,
I like this one. This is more
Ew, I
recent
saw
one.
Kinky Boots last week.
Okay,
yeah,
here's
I'll
one.
have to ask you about that after. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Aerosmith, Cheney's Got a Gun. Remember he shot that guy in the face? Cheney's got a gun.
That's dangerous, Cheney.
Oh my. Okay, Pharrell Williams, Crappy. Crap along if
Because
you feel
I'm
like your
crappy.
bum is about to toot. Crappy? You don't like that one? Okay. How about AC/DC, You Shook My Baby All Night Long?
Oh my god.
That's bad.
Baby. Okay, The Bangles. Remember this one from the 80s? Walk with an Erection. Do, 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 do.
Oh my god.
Remember that one? Actually,
Walk
these
like
are
an
old, kind of old.
Egyptian.
Funny.
Yep. And you said Rednecks earlier. Remember, what was it? Cotton Picker Joe. I'm from where there you go. You know that one? Okay. How about Survivor, Pink Eye of the Tiger?
Pink eye.
Pink Eye of the Tiger.
Oh.
That's good. That's
This is
good.
one I think you should make. Adele, Bowling in the Deep. Bowling in the Deep. I think she would go for that one. Or Lady Gaga, Dad Romance. It's a Modern Family. Right? How about Green Day, Wake Me Up When Your Kickstarter Ends. Or The Temptations, Papa Was a Garden Gnome.
Where the latest little pointed hat was his home. Anyone? Okay. This one, I actually sang this one when I was in high school. Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Fart.
No.
Doc Run, is he in the house?
Yes,
Oh, here?
Doc's gonna. Yeah, he's in the house.
Okay. Doc's here.
But let's
everyone.
Catboy do his routine here. You know.
Okay. Sir Mix-a-Lot. This one would probably make a good commercial. Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Plaque.
Oh God.
How about Foreigner, Juice Box Hero? REM. Oh, this one's relevant to us. It's the end of the world of Warcraft. And my last one, Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Arthur.
Maud.
Oh,
That's
be
what-
Arthur. She was the first transsexual on TV.
Oh, I know. That's one that Weird Al should do. He should do that. What? Don't Worry, Be Arthur. That would be great. Anyway, it's getting close to my 7th year in Second Life, and I wanted to go into like things that I missed. There was a lot of things that I signed on because I signed on only like a day or two just before they got voice. So I actually have no idea what it's like to be on Second Life without voice. They had Flexi Prims before I came on. And so the only like the big things that have been developed are like, you know, wind, lighting, mesh, and stuff like that. And there was another thing that I missed just before I came on was gambling. Apparently people say to me that just before I got on, that there used to be entire sims full of people who were gambling Lindens on, you know, like sporting events and football and stuff like that. And apparently, like, I remember reading the notices when I first signed on that all these sims had just been wiped clean, been pushed right off the net, and I missed that. I never saw any of it. Did anyone
Lots
hear
of poker. There was lots
of poker. So there was poker. I heard there were people betting on football and baseball and that sort of thing, and there was tons of Lindens. And it made the news. Does anyone remember? Because they thought that maybe that organized crime was doing this, and they're like laundering money and stuff like that.
Yeah, you came on a little late.
Organized crime only goes places where they make money.
No.
The Catboy, if you'd come on a little earlier, you could have been a sex escort.
Oh my gosh! But you know, some of them must still be going on. I mean, with all the Brazilians in Second Life, don't tell me that nobody lost some Lindens over the World Cup. Huh? Think about that. Oh, that was pretty sad with them. But I remember when poker, I actually told a joke about this. One of the very first jokes I ever told in Second Life was I was telling a joke about, remember when you stay up late at night and there's poker on the sport channel? Like, when did poker become a sport, for God's sake? And a lot of it was just these infomercials to get people to join those websites where it's online poker, but they're not allowed to advertise. You can't go to the one that you spend money on, but when you get there, it does nothing but advertise, spend real money on these other poker sites, which is legal, and I thought that's just silly. And now, Las Vegas is starting to shoot back. I just saw this last night, where if you're up late and they're having these infomercials on people, it's for, oh God, you're not going to believe this. It's a poker strategy guide, like how to break the bank at poker. I thought, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. I mean, for one thing, a lot of people who are staying up in the middle of the night, just to watch infomercials are really not the brightest bunch of people in the world to begin with. And you're going to be the one that breaks the bank. Okay, for one thing, if these books really work, shouldn't the world be filled with nothing but broke casinos? That, oh no, we lost another casino today because someone brought in that book from that infomercial. Try to think about, what these places actually are. You're going to walk into a building that costs $2 billion to make, and you're going to take money from them? I'd feel more confident heading for Fort Knox with a little teaspoon in my hand, saying, "I'm going to dig under there, and I'm going to get it."
Why would they be selling a book if they can break the bank?
I know, that's the thing, but that's what they keep saying throughout the entire infomercial. Go to Las Vegas and break the bank. For one thing, do you actually play the house when you're in poker? I thought you just played against other people. There is a way to play poker when you're playing against the house. And another thing I noticed...
Well, remember, Las Vegas has the exact right words. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Vegas.
What money you spend in Vegas?
Exactly, stays in
Putting
Vegas.
the money,
Exactly.
putting the money you spend stays in Vegas. But I mean, the house is really stacked so much in the house's favor. I mean, trying to think of it this way. Remember 20 years ago they started blowing up the buildings, they started demolishing everything in Vegas? And, well, trying to think of how this conversation went between the corporation people that were doing this and saying, hey, we just bought a $250 million hotel casino from the mob. Oh, great. The check better not have bounced. But no. We just got this $200 million, hotel casino, and it generates $250 million in revenue every year. Great. What are we going to do? We're going to blow it up. Why the hell are you going to blow up a golden egg like that? And said, well, because we're going to put in its place a $2 billion casino that makes even more money. Oh. A $2 billion casino. Well, you better be right about that. Well, it's been 20 years now. Have they been proven wrong? No. Nowadays, they say one of the worst debts that we have is student loans? That's because mom and dad are gambling away all the college money over in Vegas. That's what's been going on. And the thing I get a kick about this strategy, guys, they say written and developed by former professional gamblers. Oh, you mean a bunch of failures? Former professional gamblers. It would have been a better selling point if you said written by current professional gamblers, not former ones. Former sort of implies failures. But you know what? These people are not failures. They're actually very, very successful because you know what they do now? They work for the casino, and their job is to bring in tourists, to spend money there, and they're doing that with the stupid-ass strategy guy, saying, hey, come on in, spend all your money. It's brilliant. You know how those Nigerian scams are not supposed to be brilliant? They say they always make them. They make them obvious deliberately because they don't want to attract the smartest of people. Well, that's what this is. It's not meant to attract the smartest of people. It's meant to attract people who are just dumb enough and greedy enough to spend all of their money.
Thank you, Lenny Bruce. Yay. We're going to bring Doc up soon, but not yet. Boy, he looks like Elvis, doesn't he? Look at that outfit.
Look at this. I'm telling jokes about Vegas.
Yeah, and he's here like this. So anyhow, man walks in a pharmacy, wanders up and down the aisles, and the sale girl notices and asks if she can help him. He answers that he's looking for a box of tampons for his wife. She directs him down to the correct aisle. A few minutes later, he deposits a huge bag of cotton balls on the counter. She says, confused, sir, I thought you were looking for tampons for your wife. You see, it's like this, he says. Yesterday I sent my wife in the bar store to get me a carton of cigarettes, and she comes back with a tin of tobacco and some rolling papers. So I figure if I have to roll my own, so does she. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Three couples got into some trouble with the church, and the penance was decided that each couple had to go 3 months without sex. After 3 months were up, each couple visited the preacher, and in the interview with the first couple, the preacher asked, how'd you do? Well, the couple said, we're getting older, so we didn't really miss it that much. Welcome back to the church, the preacher told them. In this interview with the second couple, the preacher asked, how did you do? The couple said, we had a rough time of it, but we made it through. Welcome back to the church, the preacher said. In the third interview with the third couple, the preacher asked, how did you do? Well, the man said, the first couple of days were rough. And after a week, I was shaking so bad that when my wife bent over the freezer, I just had to have it right then and there. The preacher said, well, I'm sorry, but you can't come back to the church. The man said, yeah, that's okay. We're not allowed in the A&P either. And with that, let's bring up Doc Running. We haven't heard her in a long time. Welcome home. Here he comes. Yeah.
I'm gone a couple of weeks and you rearrange the fucking furniture. Look at this place.
Right. Well, while he's adjusting the mic.
There we go. Is that any better?
There we go. We're ready. There we are.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I just drove in from Gore, and boy, are my girls tired from pushing.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah.
Lauren, that's nothing. Sunday I went water skiing. Should have seen them bitches rowing. You know how a whip works on horses in a horse race to get them go faster? Well, it works pretty well on frustrated Indiana farm girls with submissive tendencies, just as well.
Oh my God!
I literally have nothing tonight. I wrote my script as I'm in the car, driving through 4 trees, 5 accidents, and 2 flood zones. Okay. At one point on the Washington Beltway, there were 5 accidents in 2 miles. Okay. Now I got a question for you. How the fuck do you get up fast enough to have a second accident after just getting past the first one? Right? You're going along, it's bumper to bumper, it's raining, you're like, son of a bitch and trip. Oh, look, an accident. Oh, I'm glad I'm past that. Woo! Damn! Okay, fuck. Now everybody else behind you has got the same problem. 5 accidents in 2 miles. Welcome to DC. Okay? Now, I literally don't have a lot tonight, but I have to tell you, I have Roomba woes, folks. Okay. I have Roomba woes. Well, remember all the trouble I got into because I was a bit of a pig at the apartment, and I made this thing clean up, and it sicked our C3PO on me, and you know the robot union and all that stuff. Well, it had it easy with one guy and a 4x8 fucking living room compared to cleaning a 6-room house on 2 levels with a wife that has discovered the joys of not having to buy them fucking Swiffer sheets anymore. I'm telling you, I had it set so that, I lived at my apartment during the week, and I came home on the weekends. I had it set that it worked every night, except Tuesday. Gave it Tuesdays off, because it's Lauren's night, and I gave it the weekend off because I'm not there. Well, not only did she change the schedule, it works 7 days a week. She runs the fucker twice a day. She sits there and watches until that battery turns green, and she hits the button again. It's killing it. As soon as I come in the house, it runs over to me and bumps up against my feet. It didn't know how good it had it. Okay?
Hey, Doc, you know what you can do about that? Attach a crayon to it. She'll never use it again.
Yeah, you know what? And it's, it talks. This one talks, okay? And it would say things like "help Roomba" because it chewed up one of my ties. Okay, it's learned a new vocabulary. Okay, it's saying things like now, get the fucking cat off Roomba's back. Get the fucking cat off Roomba's back. Because one of the cats has discovered it's more fun to ride the fucker than it is to run away from it. Okay.
That's great.
I've got to get a picture of that because there's a commercial about it, but it was dubbed in. I got the real thing. I'm here to tell you. And
YouTube million sites.
My favorite. Too much fucking dog's hair. Too much fucking dog's hair. She has to stop and clean it every night, and take the brushes off, and the dog hair gets wrapped around it, and she puts it back in the charger. And I said, it'll need to charge now. She goes, it'll be done in 98 minutes. So she's timed it. She knows exactly how long it takes for it to start up again, so she can send it off. Now, the Roomba is doing its best to get away. It's discovered that if it goes into the bathroom, it can bump up against the door and close it so it can't get out. Okay. And then it just runs around in these real small squares, which is about a 2x2 room, until its battery dies, so it doesn't have to clean the floor. So it literally works until it passes out. Okay. So I have an idea for a new book. Okay. I talked to my publisher, and after he got done laughing, after reading my first one, I thought about an action documentary, okay? Think about this. The Adventures of Roombo. The story about a man's toy-cleaner robot pushed beyond his limits by a corrupt system and an evil housewife. The revenge he extracts is unbelievable. I'll give them a floor they won't believe. Watch as one after another the Chinese vases fall in pieces. Fucking made in China, should buy it at Walmart. What the fuck's wrong with you? And Roombo's old commander speaks out. You won't be able to stop him. He's a cleaning machine. That's what he does. In theaters this fall, Roombo! And wait, wrong movie. Sorry, folks. Okay, that is Roombo, okay? And,
by the way, my Roomba found the bar.
Did it find a bar?
Now, yeah, he makes cocktails. He found a bar. He goes in the bar and just stays there.
I'll introduce him to mine. Okay, now, because literally I haven't had a whole lot of time, I'm going to close with another episode of, from the late night talk circuits, the lightning round. And this is going to be a FIFO, whatever the fuck they call that soccer, FIFO edition of the lightning round. Okay? Here we go, folks. FEMA, yeah, that's what the U.S. needed. FEMA.
FIFA is what they call it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Welcome to Loaded Live. I'm Doc Grun, and in the time it took me to say that, Germany scored 5 more goals against Brazil. There was a huge blowout at the World Cup yesterday when Germany beat Brazil 7-1 in the semifinals. It got so bad that the refs told Brazil, you know what, go ahead and use your hands, guys. But Germany was really excited about the World Cup win. When they asked what they're going to do next, Germany said, we're going to invade Disney World. Germany took care of Brazil. They took care of Brazil. Now it's on to Poland, Austria, and Czechoslovakia. Yesterday, Brazil lost to Germany in the World Cup by a score of 7-1. People in Brazil were so upset they only partied until 3 in the morning. According to a new report from BP, this is troubling. According to a new report from BP, the Earth will run out of oil in 53 years. Luckily, thanks to BP, the ocean will still have plenty. Yesterday, Toronto Mayor Rob Ford attended his first city council meeting since he got back from rehab. He said, it's great to be back, man, but things are getting really boring when you're sober. Rob Ford attended his first council meeting, but it got weird when he said, hello, Toronto City Council. And they said, this is Buffalo, sir, and you have to put a shirt on.
No shirt, no shoes, no hair.
Congratulations to Joey Chestnut. On Friday, he won the 4th of July Nathan's hot dog eating contest by eating, are you ready, 61 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Whoa. Another guy said, but I ate 100. Then the judges said, you have to wait until we say go, Governor Christie. House Speaker John Boehner is threatening to sue President Obama for using executive actions to create laws instead of going through Congress first. Then Obama shrugged and made a new law that you can't sue the president. The U.S. soccer team was eliminated from the World Cup competition, but they gave it a pretty good run. But the problem now is we have to find something else to pretend to care about. In the World Cup has an official song. The official anthem is We Will Find a Way. It narrowly beat out the other contender, I Feel Someone's Teeth in My Shoulder. Both the U.S. and Germany's teams have had very good goalies, so many are predicting a very low-scoring game. So we don't expect another one of those 1-0 blowouts. Okay. England was knocked out of the World Cup. It's the most English people wiped out at one time since the last episode of Game of Thrones, folks. Yesterday, Michelle Obama said she wants Americans to elect a woman president, quote, as soon as possible. So even she's had enough of President Obama. At the World Cup, Uruguay's Luis Suarez bit a player from Italy's team. It's the 3rd time he's done it. The last time he bit a Chinese player, but then he claimed he was hungry an hour later. Over the weekend, Pope Francis implied that the mafia should be excommunicated. In a related story, the Pope is missing, and nobody saw nothing. But that's the nice thing about the World Cup in the United States. We can be invested if we win. If we lose, it's like, who gives a fuck? It's soccer, right? President Obama said he wants his daughters to work minimum wage jobs because it builds character. The president then announced he'll be raising the minimum wage to $50 an hour. Disappointed by the World Cup match. I haven't seen him this disappointed since they announced Ben Affleck was playing Batman, since Justin Bieber avoided jail, since Honey Boo Boo's family went to a vegan restaurant, since Whole Foods in L.A. ran out of kale. My God, people, what's this world coming to? You know where it's bad now? Iraq. It was bad, and now it's getting worse. Today, President Obama said he might have to send in Dennis Rodman. God help us. Iraq is so bad that President Obama phoned Hillary and asked her if she could start early. And the Smithsonian unveiled a 3D printed sculpture of President Obama that is detailed enough to see his pores and wrinkles. Yummy. Ew. The sculpture is so realistic, Joe Biden won't leave it alone. In Canada, a Canadian woman was arrested for having an open container of liquor while driving Mayor Toronto Rob Ford's SUV. Although, when Rob Ford's in the car, anyone not smoking crack is legally considered a designated driver. President approval rating in the U.S. is at its lowest point, 41%. After hearing this, he said, "When did I become less popular in this country than soccer? How the hell did that happen?" Last night, Hillary Clinton said she won't support legalizing recreational marijuana until we see how it goes in Colorado. Officials in Colorado couldn't respond because they were too busy swimming in a pool of money. Cracks over the weekend, Afghanistan held its presidential election runoff. Here's how it works, folks. Everybody runs off. Whoever's the slowest gets to be president of Afghanistan. This morning, the Pentagon announced the United States has captured a leader responsible for the Benghazi attacks. Republicans were ecstatic. They said, so they finally got Hillary. Protesters at the World Cup got in trouble for burning American flags. It's a shame because children in China work very hard to build those flags. Yesterday, the Iranian president tweeted a picture of himself alone watching a World Cup game on television. Yeah, then he watched his favorite show. It's Always Sunni in Philadelphia. President Obama is sending a couple hundred troops to Iraq. We spent 6 years trying to figure a way to get out of Iraq, and now we're back. But this time there's an exit strategy. Barack Obama has an exit strategy, folks. In 2016, he's gone. And the way I hear it, the Iraqi army had some trouble with the insurgents, and they just dropped their guns, took off their uniforms, and went home. Just like the Miami Heat, folks. And it's good to be back at my favorite place.
Still got it!
Welcome back, Doc.
Yeah. By the way, is Sarah Marie coming on tonight, or what's the story?
She is coming. She has a show right before us.
Okay.
So
By the way, this is on the New York Times front page right now. I will read you this. You won't believe it. Qatar, that's spelled Qatar, Qatar, buys a soccer foothold in Europe. Yeah, Qatar, whatever you want to call it. Qatar. Qatari officials.
What you say it is right.
Qatari officials have scouted thousands of African players, but needed a place where the best could play professionally. They found it in a team in a small Belgian town. You gotta love these guys, huh? And from my brother was Facebooked this. I was in a bar the other night and overheard three very hefty women talking. Their accent appeared to be Scottish, so I approached and asked, "Hello, ladies, are you three lassies from Scotland?" One of them angrily screeched, "It's Wales, you bloody idiot, it's Wales." So I apologized and replied, "I'm so sorry. Are you three Wales from Scotland?" And that's the last thing I remember. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the show. So we just chat away here and wait for her to come. And I'm going to come off the stage so when she gets here, she can come right up here. You guys can say anything. Thank God you guys show up because I have news for you. This is my real family. I don't want to tell you something, but I love every one of you. Seeing you on Tuesdays lets me know that good things are happening. Yeah, what you guys really make everything work. We lost a couple of people here. I think Haley's gone, huh? She must have fallen asleep.
No, she's sent a message something about it had to leave for real life.
Oh, for real life. You know, there's nothing going on in real life. She's got a husband. What's that?
That's probably why she yeah, well, you know.
She probably ran out of her Maui Wowie, so she had to go back and get a refill.
Right. So anyhow, that's what's going on. Look at this, that Dr. Fran, if you didn't get a chance, the back of the stage, okay? Back here, look at this thing. This is definitely should have been the front page of the New York Times, too, regarding Palestine and the Gaza. Did you guys get to read this or not? It's there. You can read it, all right? I won't read it to you. And we got to thank Geo. Geo's been filming all these things. You guys should go to the web, and you can go there. You can click on YouTube up there if you want. And go in there and just like the videos. Make believe you watch them. Send them around. You know, what the hell? I mean, it's, he's spending a fortune on this. Are you kidding? Oh, here's Viandaros. Viandaros is coming in to hear, of course, Sarah Marie. And Orchid, you're here still. I just love it. You didn't crash. You didn't have to leave. Nothing happened. We're glad to see you still here. And all of you guys, thank you again for the great evening. Anybody have anything they want to say? Say it now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, and Doc Grun being back, what a delight. Car bomb in market kills at least 89. It was probably in Whole Foods. No. You know, what's really terrible is this is it right here. This is the New York Times. To the left is car bomb in market kills at least 89 in a market, okay? Next to it is how to grill your summer foods.
That's
That's terrible. That's
Save $40
yeah, exactly. Yep, it's great. And let's see what else was happening today as we end up here. Yeah, Janet Yellen spoke today, and she said, "I'm going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again." Yepperies. Yep. Scores killed in car bombing at Middle East market. That's great. Yeah, you know what? You know how they can solve that? They can solve that easy. We've done it in the United States. We don't allow cars to come into our markets. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there you are. Hello, hello.
There she
I'm
is.
coming off stage. She's there. I'm going to put down the mic and just chat with you guys while she's getting all set up. And come on in, Sarah Marie. I just saw you there somewhere. There you are. Oh, don't you look lovely? Wow, you look so much better than Voices of Angels. Yeah, she's a fat little toddy, isn't she? Wow. Is that a mesh dress, or can we just peek under the skirt and see what's going on?
Yeah.
Bad.
Oh.